Hello, well today we're going to make something that most people do like. Doesn't take a lot of work to do, doesn't take a lot of ingredients, but it's most enjoyable to eat, and that is pizza. So let's just bake it. So firstly, we'll take a look at the ingredients we're going to need for the base of the pizza. So we've got some strong bread flour. We've got about 1 kilo of strong bread flour here, which should make up for maybe 5 pizzas, depending how thick you want the bases. Also got some sugar, some salt, some oil, some tepid water, and also our dried yeast as well. Okay, so with our tepid water, we'll put about a teaspoonful of sugar in there. This will help feed the yeast and help it to react quicker. So we've got 7 grams of yeast here. Just put that in the water. And give it a bit of stir up, and the yeast should start reacting soon and start bubbling on top. So we'll leave that to settle for a while. Right, so with our kilo of flour, we want to add some salt in there, but not too much. Now, when you're making up bread mixes, you don't want to have salt and yeast touching each other because the salt will kill off the yeast. So that's why we do the yeast separately. And the salt here, any kind of a pinch of salt just to go in there. Sprinkle that round. We'll give that a bit of a stir around inside there. And then we're going to add a little bit of oil. This will help give it flavour. And we'll put this into the mixer. Now you could mix it by hand, but I'm going to use the electric mixer. Okay, so we'll take a look at our tepid water again with the yeast and the sugar in it, and you can see that is fermenting nicely, so that's all ready to go now. So we'll add that to the flour mix. Okay, so let's just tip some of that in there. What I'm going to do is just give it a little bit of a mix up, and then we'll add some more in there. Okay, let's just add the rest of it in there. And continue with the mixing. Okay, that should do now. Let's switch it off. Okay, so firstly we'll get some flour and just sprinkle it over the board to try and help the dough from stopping it from sticking. Okay, so next thing is to get the mix out of the bowl. Okay, so then we just want to work this around and sort of stretch it and refold it, and we're trying to get all the gluten to mix up, the yeast to react. So need to do this probably for about 5 to 10 minutes. It may seem a bit, oh, do I have to do that? But it does help it out a great deal, and it can also be a lot of fun as well. So just keep folding it over in on itself. If you need some more flour, just sprinkle a bit more flour on there if it gets a bit too tacky. Okay, stretch that out, bring that over. bring that over. There's no real technique to this. You've got to just keep moving it around really, and keep folding it in there. Just fold that over a couple more times. Okay, so it should be ready to put into a bowl. Yes, it's all springing back nicely, so we'll put it into a bowl to let it cure a bit longer. So with your bowl, we just put a bit of oil in there. Swirl that around. This should help stop the dough from sticking to the bowl. And place your dough mix into the bowl. Okay, we'll just put a little bit more oil over the top as well. Move it around so it gets enough oil in it so it doesn't stick into the bowl. Then we'll get some cling film, place this over the top, and then put the mix into a warm, dry place and leave it for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So we'll leave it in the warm, dry place, and for me it's in the conservatory, and we'll leave that for hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we'll continue making the pizzas. Wow, it's looking pretty good. So this bread dough has been out here for about an hour so far, and you can see it's nearly doubled in size now. I think we'll give it another half hour and then we'll start making the pizzas up. Okay, looks great. This yeast has been working its magic now for about an hour and a half, and as you can see, it's doubled, maybe more than doubled in its size. Okay, so on our board again, we'll put some more flour in there, just spread that out. And we'll dip our bread dough mix onto the board, like so. Okay, again, sprinkle some flour there, and just want to work this and really get the air out of it. And again, like before, if you work it for a few minutes. Right, okay. I'm going to divide this up now. Now I think we could probably get about 6 pizzas out of this, so let's divide that in half to start with. Let's get rid of half, put that back in the bowl for now. Right, okay, it's 1, 2, yep, I think probably about there. About there, actually, probably a little bit too much on that one. We'll put a bit of that to that side as well. Okay, separate these, just make these up into little sort of balls. There we go. Now I'm not baking these, stone baking them, they're going to be into a tray, so I'm going to again just sprinkle some flour inside the tray, again to try and help it not to stick to the tray. Okay, and then we'll grab one of these balls of dough and just really want to sort of flatten it into the tray. Okay, so let's fill that out. So we're going to put the base on it to start with, which is going to be tomato puree. You could actually use tomatoes or chopped tomatoes, or or anything you like, really. Okay, then we just spread that around there. So one of the standard ingredients to go on a pizza is cheese. So let's grate some cheese up. Then we'll grab our cheese and we'll start sprinkling that on. The next part of the topping for this pizza is going to be red onion. I quite like pepperoni pizza, so I'm going to put some pepperoni on this. That's it. And we'll place that in the oven. Okay, so place the pizza into a preheated oven. Turn the oven down to gas marked 5 or equivalent to about 190 degrees centigrade. Check in about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, this is done now. That looks good. Okay, this looks delicious. Right, let's cut this up. Let's give this a try. That tastes really, really good. As I said, it's a very simple recipe, very easy to make, and you can put whatever topping you like onto the pizza. So if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.